everybody, it's Kristen and welcome back to Grandma K Style. Today we're going to be doing a fun summery eyeshadow look. Now I've already done everything on my face except for my eyes, and everything I have on is a drugstore or drugstore priced product. I'll describe what those are and link them in the description box below this video. Today we're going to be using this beautiful palette from LA Girl. It's called the Break Free palette. I don't know if you guys can see this, but even the packaging, it's like holographic. The butterflies fly as you move the package. So right off the bat, you know, this is one of those things I couldn't pass up. And the color story is a gorgeous, warm color story. It's got all of the oranges and golds and a little bit into the purpley burgundies down here. It's just a really fun palette. And I thought it would go well with this kind of corally summer top that I have going on. So this is what we're going to work with today. Fun stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I am a sucker for eyeshadow palettes. I'm testing a few by Essence right now, which I'll be rolling out to you guys later in another video. I'm going to be testing them against the Urban Decay Wild West palette, which actually, if you have that palette, this palette reminds me a lot of that color story, except for this one doesn't have the like turquoise greens in it. But other than that, all those other colors are in here. This is a pretty fabulous palette for that. All right. You know, I like to start with an eyeshadow primer most of the time. What I have on right now already is the Milani eyeshadow primer. Again, drugstore price, awesome eyeshadow primer. Pick it up if you don't already have it. I will link that and everything else that I use below. Because I do use an eyeshadow primer and sometimes they can be a little sticky and make things hard to blend, I do like to do an all over color. So we're going to start right here in the lightest kind of beigey color that they have in here. I'm just going to tap that on my brush, tap off the excess. Since I do already have all my makeup on, I want to be really careful with any fallout. So I'm going to make sure to tap my brush off really well. And I am just going to stipple this all over my movable lid, into the crease, and into the upper lid. Having that base just makes everything a little bit easier to blend. And we're going to do the other eye. I don't know about you guys, but I find that I tend to use the same palettes over and over again and forget some of the ones that I have. That's been the case with this one. I actually bought it several months ago, and I used it once and then just kind of set it to the side and forgot about it. It became decorative, but I really liked it, and I don't know why I haven't gone back to it. And that's why I thought it would be a fun one to use today for you guys. All right, so that is our all over eyeshadow base. Now we're going to take our little fluffy crease brush, and I am going to go into, I think I'm going to use this kind of orangier tone because I do have this coral on. Normally I'm drawn a lot to this more caramel color, but I think I'm going to go a little orangier today. So I'm going to go into that orangey tone. And remember, if you have hooded eyes, you want to go above the crease, not in the crease with your darker color. So I'm going to go just above the crease on this bone right here. And I am going to circle this out. I like to keep my darker color a little bit higher because I do have a lot of real estate up here again. But if you don't have to go this high with it. It's fine. You can just put it kind of on that bone. It's up to you. What do you guys have planned for the summer? Are you looking forward to it? I always look forward to summer. I'm not sure why, because I live just outside of Las Vegas and it's pretty much, you know, scorching desert heat most of the summer, and I end up spending most of it inside trying to stay away from the sun damage, and the heat. But right now, we're in that pre-summer. I wouldn't call it spring here. I don't think we really have spring, but we'll call it pre-summer. We're kind of in that pre-summer right now where it's more 85 degrees. That's pretty nice. I could live with that. If it would just stay there, I would be a super happy camper. All right, I think that looks pretty even. And again, we're going to go in with a blending brush in a little bit and blend this all out. I really am liking that tone with the shirt. What do you guys think? It's good? All right. The next brush I'm going to use, this is one of my favorite brushes. It's got the little brush on the end, and then it's got the fluffy brush on the other end, and this is what I use for blending. Ooh, color hair in it. Okay. I am going to now put a darker shade on just the outside corner of my lid, just to give that a little bit of definition. And I think for this, I'm going to stick in the orangey palette. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to stick in the orangey palette. So I am going to go with this darker rusty color right over here. All right, I'm going to tap the little skinny end of my brush in there, tap it off. And everybody says triangle. My eyes are not shaped for a triangle. So I sort of just put it right here and then draw it up. And it ends up being more like a rectangle or a parallelogram over here on the end, which is, it just depends on how your eyes are shaped. If triangles work for you, draw a triangle. And then I'm going to go up just a little bit into the crease and above it. Just a little bit more lift going up. I want some of the darker color to go this way. The last thing I want it to do is come down. I try to stay, if you draw a line between the end of your eye up to the corner of your eyebrow, you want to try to stay within that line. Don't go below it, because that is what will drag your eyes down. And if you have hooded, older eyes like I do, the last thing you want to do is drag them down. All right, now we're just going to sort of blend everything together. And then we're going to head over to the other eye and do exactly the same thing. Tell me where you guys are from and what you like to do in the summer. There are a lot. I live in Henderson, Nevada, which is just outside of Las Vegas, and we have award-winning parks and trail systems. We actually have a lot of great outdoor activities. I think I should probably try to get a little more active this summer. I don't know though, heat and my hot flashes just really don't go together. But I'm going to do my best to get out. I am excited. Do you guys have any trips planned? I know with COVID and everything, a lot of vacations have been put on hold. But we are going up to Idaho for my brother's 50th birthday. I look forward to seeing my family and spending a little time out of this crazy heat. All right. While I am into this darker color, I really like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little brush and I'm going to go just below my lash line right here. I do not tend to use eyeliner in a traditional way. I will tightline my upper lids, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But because my eyes are crinkly, trying to get a straight line is almost impossible. And compound that with the fact that my eyesight is getting really bad and I'm farsighted. So getting up close like this is not very good for farsighted people. And even the big 3x, 10x, 15x, it helps a little, but again, farsighted. So you can make it as big as you want, and it's really not helping me a whole lot. It makes it a little more difficult to do anything that has to be super precision, which most of, especially liquid eyeliners, oh my gosh, Liquid eyeliner and I would just not get along well because I would end up looking absolutely ridiculous. But if you have a steady hand and less crinkly eyes and you can do the eyeliner thing, you go right ahead. If it makes you feel good, that's what you should do. And don't let people tell you that you can't wear sparkly because you're over 50. You can't wear eyeliner because you're over 50. That you have to do anything a certain way because you don't have to. So the tricks that I'm showing you are just tricks that I found that help make me look younger and better. And if they work for you, use them. If not, do your own thing. That's the biggest thing about Grandma K Style. If you look at my website, grandmaKstyle.com, I have my girl crew on there, and it's all about everybody living their own story. So you do your own thing. But hopefully you'll find some fun things in my videos to help you along the way. All right, I think that looks kind of awesome actually. I'm going to even this out just a little bit more because I feel like I got my left a tiny bit darker. Isn't that the thing though? My wrinkles are not the same on each side. So when you put things on, it doesn't look exactly the same. You kind of got to go in there and play with it a little bit. That's why I like blending out a lot. Blending is helpful because it helps you kind of get things evened. All right, I think that looks pretty amazing actually. Next. All right, this is daytime and I'm going out to lunch with my husband and going over to Sephora to return some more concealers that were fails. I'll tell you about the fails in a future video. Unfortunately, I've had quite a few when it comes to concealer. FYI, today I'm not wearing any concealer. This is a new thing I'm trying. I bought 2 different colors of my foundation, a lighter one that's too light for my skin, and then one that matches. And I just have the lighter color foundation on instead of concealer. I'm going to try that out for a little while. I'll tell you guys how that goes. All right, so I want a little sparkle, but not a lot of sparkle. Today is not a sparkle day. I'm a little scared of this, you guys. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm going to go a little bit with this mustard. I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, there's a little bit of sparkle in that mustard. I don't know that I've ever used a mustard color. Have you guys ever used mustard color? Okay, we're about to find out. I'm just going to put a I'm so scared. All right, tiny bit of this mustard colored sparkly right here. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. It doesn't look too mustardy. All right, I might get just a little bit more, guys. That's the fun thing about makeup. Of course, it's smarter to try new makeup when you don't have any place to go, because if you mess it up, it's not a big deal because you're not going anywhere, but I am going somewhere and I don't have time to redo it. So I'm being a little more conservative. What was that word? Conservative than I might normally be. But I don't know. What do you think? I think it's okay. All right, we're going to blend it. Another trick, if you get a little too dark or a little too sparkly, when you use your blending brush, you can just go, that's not my blending brush. When you use your blending brush, you can just go back into the lighter, more neutral color that you have and just kind of use that as a blending medium and go over everything. And it just kind of helps bring everything back together. And if you get a little too much shimmer going on, sometimes going back over it with a neutral matte like this will just help tamp that down just a little bit. Make it a little less nightclub and a little more going out to lunch with your husband. All right. Woohoo. I think that looks great. Now, a lot of times I will take a very light, I have some in here, and I think I'll go ahead. So this is actually Ulta's color Frozen. And it is a perfect kind of frosty white to do those inner corners of your eyes. I'm going to take my tiny little corner brush and just go right in here to these inner corners. Just to brighten them up a little bit more. It just helps you look a little more awake if you do that. Some people go super heavy with that white in the corner, but for me, I don't know about you guys, but if I go too heavy with this, by the end of the day, I've got all of these sparkles like gunked up in the corner of my eye, and it just really does not look cute. Now, if you don't have a ton of real estate up here, you want to take the same light sparkly color and go up under your brow to highlight that. For me, I found that actually makes my eyelids look too pointy and too high. So unless I'm going way up high with a dark color, I won't tend to go super, super sparkly or light up there. So for me, just to help blend things in a little bit more, I'm going to go back in to, I really love this color, you guys. I'm going to go back into this and just retouch up that area. Beautiful. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good, you guys. What do you think? All right, last but not least, mascara. I am actually going to stick with my theme of drugstore price today. So I am going to go in with, let's use this. This is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. You guys, this is really good. It's not one that was in my holy grails. It wasn't on my radar until recently, but I really like it. It doesn't do a lot volume wise, so if you like a ton of volume, you might want to use the voluminous eyeshadow primer, which is also drugstore, is really, really good. You can use that if you want to add a little extra volume. I don't want the volume right now. I just want the length. So I am going to skip the primer and I am just going to go in with this Maybelline Sky High. And I found this works best if you just wiggle it and pull. It doesn't clump up really bad at all, but the wiggle seems to help a little bit. Now you guys might notice what I did not do is curl my eyelashes. I don't know. I am so eyelash curler challenged. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. You know, if you guys have any tricks for how to do eyelash curler without ripping all your eyelashes out, feel free to tell me about it. My problem is I get very blinky and I about rip my eyelashes out with the thing. I'm just not quite talented enough to do it. So I try to push my eyelashes up sort of curled while I'm doing this and hold it a little bit and then kind of tap out the edges. And then I don't want a lot of mascara, so I'm just going to use the same wand without going back into the mascara. And I'm just going to barely touch these guys under here. All right. So you can see that's one coat. And then I'm going to go do the same thing on the other side. Is it impossible to do mascara without doing something weird with your lips? Guys must watch us and think we're crazy. All right, touch these down here. Right, that's both eyes, one coat. I'm going to put on another coat and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay, so this is 2 coats of the Sky High mascara. I like it a lot. Now I'm going to finish off by tightlining with, this is a NYX waterproof. Make sure if you're tightlining you use waterproof. And I like the retractable. I don't know. A lot of people like the ones that you can sharpen. I have never been a fan. So with this, I found, again, I get blinky. So the best way for me, I just put it right up against this edge and then sort of close my eyes on it and try to look away. If I look at it, I will blink. And I don't go all the way in. I go about 2/3 of the way because I don't want to close my whole eye in. And same thing on the other side. All right, that's it for the eye makeup. I am going to go brush my hair and put on some earrings, and I will come right back to show you guys how I look to go out to lunch with my husband. All right, guys. So here we are with the final look. I think it turned out pretty well. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. And again, I will link all of the makeup that I have on my face today in the comments below. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Bye now.